Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Hoonko service. It's so nice to see so many of you here today, and a special welcome to those of you joining us for the first time. We will begin with the ringing of the kansho, followed by chanting of Sambujo, Hyobyakumon, and Shoshinge, Junirai Melody. It'll be in page 73 of the Gold Book.
On this occasion of the annual observance of Hoonko, Shinran Shonin's memorial service, humbly adorning the altar at the West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple, and together with ministers and members, sincerely recite the scriptures of Amida Buddha's primal birth in solemn observance of Hoonko. In humbly reflecting, Shinran Shonin was born in Kyoto in 1173. He was ordained and became a Buddhist priest at the age of 9, and practiced and studied Buddhist teaching while on Mount Hiei. However, he couldn't discover the path of liberation from birth and death. At the age of 29, he descended Mount Hiei, hoping to meet Genku Shonin, and eventually came to entrust himself to the Buddha's primal birth, reciting the Nembutsu. Later, when he was 35 years old, due to a persecution of the Nembutsu teaching, he was stripped of his priesthood and exiled to the Echigo region. There he took the name Gutoku, which means stubble-headed, foolish one, which expresses he is neither monk nor a lay person. After being pardoned, he moved to the Kanto region, spreading the Nembutsu teaching to the people in the area, and began writing his great work through teaching, practice, and realization of the Pyramid Way. He later returned to Kyoto and completed many writings, including the collection of Wakans. In 1263, at the age of 90, he was born into the pyramid, fulfilling his lifelong wish. Through the efforts of Shinran Shonin, we are able to encounter the true teaching of the primal birth and follow the path to the pyramid and attainment of Buddhahood. On this morning, we gather here at our temple to hear the teaching of Amida Buddha's primal birth as clarified and transmitted to us by Shinran Shonin, and resolve the matter of the great importance of our afterlife. Let us deeply entrust ourselves to the Buddha and recite the name of the Buddha as our expression of gratitude and appreciation for the Buddha's benevolence for settling our birth in the pyramid. I, Shak Koho, so humbly recite the name of the Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namma. 敬って大義大師の阿弥陀如来の尊厳に申し上げます。本日ここに西羅浮仏教会釈広報うやうやしく尊厳を称言し、無縁の問診ととともに年頃に商業を独受して宗祖親鸞上人ご承知本校法要を言収いたします。通信で尋ねますと、親鸞上人は1173年、京都にご誕生になりました。9歳の時に出家得度なさり、比叡山で学問と修行に励まれましたが、生じ行くべき道を見出すことができず、29歳の時、山を降りられ、元空上人に会われて、本願を信じ、念仏申す身となられました。その後、35歳の時、法難により、越後へ流罪となられてからは、自らを愚徳と名乗り、非僧非俗の仏道をお示しになり、赦免の後は関東の地へ移られて、伝道教化の生活を送りつつ、ご本殿の戦術に力を注がれ、浄土真宗の教義体系を確立されました。そして晩年、京都へお戻りになり、三条和算などの数多くのお商業を表されましたが、ついに1263年、御年90歳で往生の疎開を遂げられました。今私たちがありがたい本願念仏の見教えにあい、往生成仏の道を歩む身となったことは、これひとえに親鸞上人のご苦労によるものであります。この上はこのご荘園を機として、 我々が阿弥陀如来に救われていく道をお示しくださった宗祖親鸞上人のご遺徳を偲ぶとともに、誠の見教えに合わせていただいたご恩に報謝させていただく次第です。敬って申し上げます。何万ダブス、何万ダブス。異名無量寿如来、南無不可思議故、法蔵菩薩一時、大聖美大用無常、刀剣勝仏浄土院、国土人間自然魔、本流無常主将が、超仏系不在無勢、五行四類四小流、入世妙正門日法、無法無病無変更、無限無体公園の少女間一へこ、無駄な事無情報、超日学校小人生、一切群上無故障、本願名号少女号、一時信用がに、上等学書大礼拝、一心熱の願成就、如来上位公主世、唯説弥陀本願会、五辱悪事群上会、お心如来如実語、同法一年期愛心、無断法の特命犯、凡女逆法再編入、如中心入会一味、摂取信仰上昇法、意の水波無明暗、本来心臓師安な、用無真実真人天、陰陽に公無暗無、運無真剣妙無暗、薬真剣教大教義、即応超絶合悪種、一切天幕本分に、本心如来軍霊願、仏門古代小芸者、善人名分なりけ、二座仏本願念仏、邪見教満なく修行、信用十字人にな、南中死な昔、インド最天使論へ、
主家自己しこそ現代諸公正勝利妙如来本命をき釈迦如来行がせ一種五行な天示龍樹大事主とせシクの会派無権戦滅大乗無情報召喚に自称安楽天智南洋六六神教異教しとら億年微が別本願自念即自入必上有為の上昇如来語応募大陸税音天神菩薩像のせ奇妙無下公如来列主から天神寺公正の頂戴聖願こういう本願日へこ移動群上昇一心非入苦毒大崩壊一脈入大へ集中国士連言の世界即所信用所人有本能力現実入所利用利用へ本心の難量天心六波乱諸菩薩来三五ル四十上教本行専用気楽法天神菩薩の中下報道因果見聖願大言猫ゆかり少女心入信心惑前本部信心法承知承理即礼反一心無量光明道小宇宙開無形同者結晶と難所唯妙浄土活入万年自力変更種円満特語感染症三不三死刑本語ローマス法熱動因一生道悪地偶然四安如外小妙法全道徳妙無所依公愛上三用逆案公明明語権威年海流本願大地海両者小十本語し良き一年相互良い大と逆三人即小法小子上楽原神公開一大表延期安養管理祭先導出身反千人法権二度小弁流目中悪人有意処分大悪大異性施主煩悩証言水風権大義無権 書が本資源不明仏教連民全幕本部に新宗教書公編集戦略本願教学生
現代
小児輪年月ケチ非常理昇進即入弱上無意ら一心人意の入仏教大義主書意と上大無変極上苦どうぞ自主伝道心唯他心構造す南无大慈南无大慈南无大慈南无大慈南无大慈南无大慈。
Okay, so now it's my pleasure to read a short bio of our guest speaker, Reverend Kodo Umezu. Reverend Umezu was born in Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. He received his BA from Ryukoku University in Kyoto in 1973 and his MA from the Institute of Buddhist Studies in Berkeley in 1976. After arriving in the United States in 1973, Reverend Umezu served at the Fresno Betsuin Buddhist Temple until 1976. He served in the U.S. Navy from 1976 to 1980. He then served at the Los Angeles Betsuin and Buddhist Church of Oakland before being reassigned to serve as the executive assistant to the bishop in 1996. In 2005, he was appointed as the interim director of the Center for Buddhist Education. He became the full director in 2006. In 2012, he was selected as bishop of the BCA and served for 2 terms until he retired in March of 2020. He is currently serving as the president of the Jodo Shinshu International Office. Now I would like to invite Reverend Umezu for his Dharma message this morning.
Please join me in Gassho. Shakyamuni Buddha appeared in this world solely to share the ocean-like aspiration of Amida Tathagata. We, a multitude of beings living in the time of 5 defilement, should entrust ourselves to the truths of the words of the Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see so many of you here this morning. This whole on-call service that we are observing. Can you hear me? Okay. Jodo Shinshu practices hearing, deep hearing, not just the hearing or listening to my voice, but the voiceless voice around us. Okay. So anyway, whole on-call service that we are observing is the reason for our temple. The whole on-call is a time to visit our founder's mind and heart, the spirit, the wish of Shinran Shonin. We are being thought of by Shinran Shonin. Shinran Shonin, who lived 800 years ago, he is still here and putting his hands together and bowing to each and every one of us. Hoonko, the name Hoonko is a Japanese word, so when many words that we use in our church service, people wonder, what are you talking about, Hoonko? Ho is to respond. On, this is a difficult term for me, on. So I checked the dictionary, and Japanese dictionary is not good enough, so I used Japanese English dictionary, on. You know what it says? No. Maybe you could use your iPhone. It says benevolence. So that's a heavy word. So I asked Amy this some time ago. Amy, what does this benevolence mean in everyday language? And she said, it means a kindness. Okay, kindness coming from someplace. If we receive something from someone, let me drink this, okay? Kindness of the church. Thank you. When we receive something, it's natural for us to express our appreciation. Thank you, right? So, if we are not receiving anything from Shinran Shonin, or if we don't feel like receiving something from Shinran Shonin, it is difficult for us to say, thank you, Shinran Shonin. So, Hoonko is set aside, this day or week is set aside for us to find out, what is it that the Shinran Shonin wants us to do? What is it Shinran Shonin trying to tell us? So that's the Hoonko service. In Japan, 7-day observance. And my home temple, we used to do 7 days. And each day, 3 services. And the speaker used to stay at my home temple and sharing his Dharma appreciation 3 times a day for 7 days. Each one is like hour and a half. I don't think I could give that kind of Dharma message. 7 days throughout 7 days, 3 times a day, hour and a half. People in this country or BCA members think that the Japanese people, they don't go to Sunday, go to church or temple on Sunday. Oh, they are not religious. But when they go, they really go there and immerse themselves in the Dharma for 7 days. Can you take that? We often hear members saying, Sensei, please keep it short. Amongst the ministers, we know this as a kiss. Keep it short and simple. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Dharma message, and today I'm going to give 3-hour message. That's abusing. But anyway, this is the most important matter in our life, according to Shinran Shonin. His Shoshinge, we chanted in the Shoshinge, the passage I had just read. Shakyamuni Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, appeared in this world only for one purpose. Only for one purpose. The one purpose is bring light to us. Bring the true happiness to us. So, what that says is, our job to be human beings is to hear that. That's the most important matter in our life. If you do not do that during your lifetime, your life is incomplete. That's what Shinran Shonin is saying. Now, our side, are you sure? There are so many things in this life, in this world, we have to do. There are more things in this world that we need to be paying attention to. Church or Buddha, Shinran Shonin, this is the last priority in our life. But we are here to find out what these sages, masters and teachers saying to people coming after them. Right? Please listen to the words of Shakyamuni Buddha, which is left as a sutra. Shinran Shonin was spending so much time to find out the essence of Shakyamuni's teaching. Essence. He didn't do it just for one day, 15 minutes. Sometimes you get call from college students. I need to know about Buddhism. Can I come into the office and I have 5 minutes? Explain to me. Shinran Shonin spent 20-some years. Right? So, the most important thing in our life, it's difficult for us to even think of those things, but at least the Shinran Shonin had gone through all the process and found something that for us to, focus on. That focus, that object of attention, or, we need to be paying attention, is the big, true, and real world surrounding all beings. It's almost like the sunlight touching all beings. It's not, I don't want you to think religion like this. Oh, this sect is saying this, that sect is saying this. Shinran Shonin didn't care about the sect. He was talking about great universal wish for all beings. May all beings be happy and well. How can that be heard? How can that be, accepted by us, the busy people in this world, 21st century in the United States? We turn on the TV, the news that we hear, people talking about this and that. We don't talk about Buddha's words. So Japanese people had set the tradition called Hoonko service. I know we are busy, but at least bring ourselves to the front of image of Amida Buddha and listen to what Shakyamuni wanted to share, what the Shinran Shonin wanted to share. So the kindness from Shakyamuni and Shinran Shonin, when we hear that and deeply, when we hear that within here, deep inside, we could say, thank you. Really, true relief. Changing the subject, I haven't really said Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. I'm from Japan, so Japanese tradition, New Year's is everyone's birthday. We add the year. On the New Year's Day, it's called the Kazue Doshi. If you're born, I was born in November, so at the time of birth, I'm 1 year old. Okay, November 30th, when I was born, I'm 1 year old. So January 1st next year, I'm 2 years old. But only I'm 1 month old, but already 2 year old. So that's Japanese way of counting. And I think there's a message there too. When you are born 1 year, because you were in mother's body for close to 1 year, right? How many? Huh? 9 months, not 12 months? Okay. Okay, 9 months. So recognizing the 9 months period, before you came into this world, right? So you're 1 year old, 9 months old. But I always, share my appreciation of our life. You and I, we are all same age. Wait a minute. You know how old I am? Don't I look young? Rick, how old are you? 76. Wow. I'm a little younger than you. I'm going to be 74 this year. 74. I forget my age. But when I share my, appreciation of life, I talk about not just the human life, the life before I was born, meaning there's a relay of life to this point. I didn't come in from nothing. There's a history behind my life. So when you reflect on the history of life, my life goes back to zillions and zillions of years, going through amoeba or, different form of life. Collectively, I have received all these influences, and here I am as such. Yeah? So you and I, not just the human physical age, but when we think about age of each individual, goes back. Right? So at least the Japanese people, they acknowledge pre-birth, 9 months as 1 year. Shinran Shonin says we have been transmigrating from the timeless beginning to this moment. So first time we came into this world as human beings, and we have this great opportunity to sit in front of Shakyamuni Buddha, Shinran Shonin, and listen to the eternal Buddha's wish. So, Japanese way has little more, I shouldn't say. Anyway, my youngest daughter is going to have a baby in February, next month. And they just had a baby shower. And that's the American way, and I don't like it. I don't like American way. Because baby's not here yet. I mean, physical, you don't know. When my youngest one was born, before she was born, we were informed from the doctor's office that we are going to have a boy. And we had a baby shower for my youngest one, and everyone knew it's going to be boy. So we had all the boys' gift, and the room was decorated for little baby boy. Then one day, after shower, between the shower and actual, birth, doctor's office said, "Oh, sorry, we made a mistake. You're going to have a girl." So we have a transgender that time. Already. So, you don't know the baby is coming or not, yet we celebrate. That's not Japanese Buddhist way. Japanese Buddhist way is after baby comes, wait for 100 days, then have a party. And here, this country's way, not just this country, but we rely on the credit card so much. Before income comes in, you spend, right? The Japanese way, you save first before you buy. My mom used to save money to buy sewing machine. My mom used to save money for, some big purchase. Of course, in Japan, they didn't have, maybe they did have a credit system, but so, you have to make sure you have the money before you spend. Right? But American way is, well, why not? Just spend it. Just not knowing what's going to happen in the future. So we have to be careful how we spend our money. And that's not the point. Point is our thinking, the Buddhist way of looking at things, and people today, the way looking at so different. So it is difficult for us to, accept the words of Shakyamuni Buddha. Oh, that's old, outdated. It's not relevant today. Buddha doesn't know anything. Shakyamuni, old, 2,600 years old. But the people, then and the now, people are people. Actually getting worse. Getting worse. Because we have bigger head. Arrogance. No humility. So we push each other's righteousness. we like to live a life of happiness. In order to do that, we have some ideas. Oh, we should be doing this. We should have that. We should have this. Time is okay? No, because I have to give a short Japanese message to Jimmy. I forgot what I was saying. Oh. What did I say? You're not listening, huh? But anyway, our head had gotten big, and within this we try to find something to make us happy or better, make the life much better. So all the commercial, you got to have this, you need to do this, you should go there, all kinds of information coming in, and you select. And in the eyes of Buddha, we are grabbing something, like you're drowning and grabbing a little piece of wood, whatever you're trying to grab, it's not going to stay there, impermanent and unreliable, and there's nothing that we can truly rely on in our life. What is it that we need to have to live life of true fulfillment? That's the question. What is it? That's the area Shinran Shonin and Shakyamuni Buddha are talking about. Without this, your life is like building a house on the sand. You need to have a secure ground, secure your foundation. Then you could build your life. So, teaching of the Buddha is meant for all age, especially people after 16 or 17 years old. They should start listening to the message of Shakyamuni Buddha, Shinran Shonin. Before they start their career, they should bring in the words of wise people in their lives. Once we get old, we forget. It's hard for us to be retrained. When we are young, we need to be listening to the words of sages. This is just I don't know where it says, but Heidegger, the philosopher in Germany, just before he passed away, he confessed to someone, his friend, I've known so many Japanese people, but nobody had ever mentioned about Shinran Shonin's teaching. If I had met Shinran Shonin's teaching while I was younger, my life would be completely different, So that kind of testimonial statement, we need to pay attention. Something that all these people saying, this is the most important. The most important message, Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto said, this is the most pressing issue in human life. We are just cutting each other, killing each other. We need to find true condition of our mindset, true condition of our existence. We have this arrogant way of life, and that something has to come and destroy that. In order for something big to destroy, we need something. Okay, something. That's the calling. The truth itself. You and I have names. Without the name, we can say, hey. We need a name. The name to be called. Name to be identified and recognized. Truth itself. in India they call it Tata, suchness. And suchness, Tata, as it isness, true and the real realm, the world, embracing all beings, with the compassionate eyes, awakening us, guiding us, leading us to the true and the real realm. We are stuck in our own small cocoon. We are stuck in a dark jail created by our own past karmic, influence. So, in order for us to realize we are in this small world, we need something coming from outside. We need something from outside. That's the call or command. It's called the Namo Amida Buddha. Namo. Take refuge in infinite wisdom and compassion surrounding all men, all beings, especially human beings. The words are meant for human beings. Right? So Namo Amitabha Buddha. That's the call coming from. You want to be recognized. I was, so the other side meaning true and the real, in description in the sutra, how can this be done? How can this be recognized by people down, I shouldn't say down, but people in the world of darkness. So the process, we think, okay, I could do this, I could do that to go from point A to point B, but whatever we are thinking is not making that happen because we are relying on our own limited wisdom. The limited wisdom itself is causing this problem in our life. This is causing, not other people causing the problem. This is causing all the issues and problems in our life. So it is difficult for people like me living in this my own world of enclosed world. Says Namo Amida Butsu wa Namo Amida Butsu. So the other side said, okay, we cannot make a condition. Condition meaning for everyone without exception, inclusive. How can this be done? So Shinran Shonin encountered his teacher Honen Shonin. Till he met Honen Shonin, he was trying so hard to break through this world of darkness with his own power. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my best. Whatever teachers tell me, I'll do it. But he was doing it and doing and doing, going around the circle. Nothing was happening. I'm making the situation worse. So, first time he encountered Honen Shonin, the Pure Land teacher, Pure Land teacher was saying, put that aside. Just hear the name Namo Amida. It's coming from true parent, caring and compassionate mind and heart, surrounding all beings. So the story about Dharmakara Bodhisattva becoming Buddha, Dharmakara Bodhisattva making every effort to come up with the path for us to go from here to there. And I'm retired now, right? I'm retired, but speaking here, I'm retired from my active job. One of senseis said, Amida Buddha retired. Amida Buddha retired. What? That's an interesting comment. Amida Buddha retired. He said, Amida Buddha made a big boat for everyone to get on. He made a big boat and they retired. So he said, don't look for Amida Buddha. This boat is Amida Buddha. This boat of Namo Amida Butsu. This boat is Amida Buddha. When you put your whole existence into, you're a craftsman or something, you make something, you put your whole, life into it, and you see that whatever that craftsman made is him. Do you get it? Yes, no? Okay. So, this Namo Amida Butsu is the Dharma. This Namo Amida Butsu is Amida Buddha. So, please, acknowledge Namo Amida Butsu. Just say Namo Amida Butsu. Meaning, whatever you think is good is a junk. Human consider this as a great deed, but in the eyes of true wisdom, it's trash. Saying the name is the right meditation. This is the right practice. This is the best good act. Connection. Once you establish the connection, your life is freed from this. So, I like to share a passage from Honen Shonin's understanding of Namo Amida Butsu. My wife is executive assistant to me now. When I was bishop, I had an executive assistant, 2 executive assistants, a secretary, and other people. Now I'm stripped down to myself, so I hired my wife as executive assistant. Rick used to be complaining, Sensei, you're lucky you have all these people. I don't have anyone. So, could you read the passage from Honen Shonin?
If the primal vow had required us to make images of the Buddha and to build stupas, the poor and the destitute would certainly have to give up hope of rebirth. But the fact is that the rich and highborn are few, while the poor and the lowborn are exceedingly many. If the primal vow required us to have wisdom and intelligence, the foolish and the unwise would certainly have to give up hope for rebirth. But the fact is that the wise are few and the foolish are numerous. Again, if the primal vow required us to hear and read many things, those who have heard and read little would certainly have to give up hope for rebirth. But the fact is that those who have heard much are few, and those who have heard little are very many. Further, if the primal vow required us to observe the precepts and abide by the rules for monks' behavior, those who have broken the precepts and those who have never undertaken them would certainly have to give up hope for rebirth. But the fact is that those who observe the precepts are exceedingly many. As for the various other practices, they should be understood in the same way. We should know that if the primal vow required us to perform the manifold practices above, then those who are able to attain rebirth would be few, and those unable to do so would be very many. For this reason, Amida Tathagata in the distant past, when he was the Bhikkhu Dharmakara, moved with an impartial compassion and wishing to save all beings universally, did not choose in his primal vow concerning rebirth the manifold practices, such as images of the Buddha and building stupas. He chose the single practice of uttering the Nembutsu in that primal vow. Honen Shonin.
Thank you, my wife. Shinran Shonin was very, very fortunate to be able to hear the message from his master, his teacher, about Nembutsu teaching. The Nembutsu teaching is the teaching that truly understands our condition of each and every one of us, not criticizing us, not condemning us, out of deep sorrow and the love, bringing everyone to the true and the real realm. The heart of the universal Buddha is such that, truly understand why we are the way we are. We cannot change. Not saying you're no good. No, you're great. Each individual is, living a great, respectable life. And affirming our way, and at the same time, partially negating the direction that we were going, and replacing our value with Buddha's value. Not just living our lives using our own eyes, Buddha's eyes become part of our life. When the Buddha's eyes become part of our life, life changes gradually, naturally, and begin to see each other as fellow beings. We still live with our limited, blind passion. We do have that. But we have Buddha's eyes together with it, So all the blind passions become the source of appreciation of Buddha's teaching. How true, how true. I live this way. And it's truly understood and accepted. What we need in our life is to meet with someone who understands me and accepts me as I am. Not to give me advice, not to tell me, don't do this and that. That each individual, somehow from the timeless beginningless past, we have been programmed to be a certain way. We can't change. So the heart and the mind of the universal Buddha is, saying, carrot, you are great as a carrot. Horseradish, you are great as horseradish. Not saying, horseradish, you have to be like potato. Each and every one of us celebrate it in the eyes of Buddha with the tears. Difficulty exists, but the difficulties could be overcome when we have eyes of Buddha in our life. We are never alone. Shinran Shonin is holding our hands together, sometimes crying together, sometimes angry with us, sometimes laughing with us. Namo Amida Butsu is the sound of enlightenment, sound coming from outside of our limited dark mind, guiding us to the real home of true mother and the father. So Hoonko is one of the most important services for us, Byodo Shinshu Buddhists. And when I was bishop, I encouraged temple leaders to attend Hoonko service in Kyoto. So when Rick Stamu was president, we had the privilege of attending, and I think he really enjoy is not the right word, but he was moved by being at the Honganji Hoonko. Maybe someday Sensei could organize a trip to a Hoonko service in Kyoto, cold Kyoto, but that's another experience that you could, have and share. And you could have Hoonko in November and go to Japan in January. They have a good food in the winter time. But anyway, thank you very much for being here. And I'd like to spend like 5 minutes in Japanese. So those of you who do not wish to listen to Japanese, but don't snow, okay? 一つ香港で私たちに一番大事なことを教えてくださったのが親鸞上人でありますけれども、私が仏教センター・フォー・ブディスト・エデュケーションという仏教教育部でいろんなプログラムをしておりましたが、一番みんながおっしゃることは、人間にとって一番大事なのは、自分のことを本当に分かって受け入れてくれる人に出会うことである。お金がいくらあっても自分の気持ちを分かってくれる人に出会わなかったら、その人の人生は寂しい、辛いものになるということをおっしゃってました。で、日本に広島にね、一人ボーイがおって、このボーイがちょっと病気だったんですね。病気で外に出られないような病気だったんですけども、その病気のボーイが自分の思いを歌にしてる、詩にしてるんですよね。で、この子はみんなからね、のけものにされてるわけ。あんまり人からこう見られたくないというか、他の家族の者がね、他の人にあんまりあれしたくないんで、こういうことを言ってるんですね。これクリス・アキラという人なんですけども、僕は親戚の結婚式に行ったら困る人間です。恥なんだって何遍も言われた。ひどいことを言うのをあんたも言われてみ。情けないでよ。呼んでくれんでもええがおらんことにされるのは困る。人間の息をしとるんじゃけ無理よ。お母さんがせっかく産んでくれたんじゃけん自慢をして暮らす。ほいじゃがお母さんがかわいそうでかなわん。この子はどこに行ってもみんなからおらん、なんていうか、追ってもらったら、なんでこんなとこにおるんだって言われるように言われる子供が、それでも自分はせっかくお母さんがこの世に私に生をくださったんだから自慢をして暮らす、自慢して生きる。それはお母さんが自分の苦しみ悲しみを一番よく分かってくれてる。自分のことを本当に分かってくれる人に出会うことにおいて、私たちは生きる力を与えられます。お念仏一つでいいんだよ。何にも他のことはできなくても、世の中の人に誤解されても、バカと言われても、私だけはあなたを決して離しませんよっていう南無阿弥陀仏の見教えを私たちが聞かせていただいて、どんなことがあろうともそこには私一人じゃないんだ。親鸞上人、お釈迦様も一緒に何万ダムとして追ってくださる。その命を私たちが生きていくとき、この命終わったときに仏様の国に帰らせてもらいます。そしてそこからまた皆さん方に手を合わせて、みんなもこの教えにあってね、みんなも私たちのとまた一緒にお浄土に生まれましょうねっていう願いを持って私たちを導いてくださるものだと思います。本当に私たちが大切なのはそういう出会いであります。親鸞上人がそういう私たちの友達であり、私たちの苦しみ悲しみをよく知っておってくださいます。どうか辛いことがあってもお念仏の教えを頼りにして生き抜いていっていただきたいと思います。本当にようこそお参りくださいましてありがとうございました。Thank you very much for coming to service this morning. Would you please join me in 合唱。南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏。
So much, Sensei, for your Dharma message this morning. We will now have the reading of the Yogemon.
Namanda. Please join me with palms together as we read Ryogemon, Words of Understanding of Our Tradition, written by Master Renyo. We rely upon Amida Buddha with our whole heart for the enlightenment in the life to come, abstaining from all sundry practices and teachings, and giving up the trust in our imperfect view. There is no doubt that the assurance of enlightenment comes at the very moment we entrust and we recite the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in joy and gratitude for the Buddha's compassion. We also acknowledge gratefully the benign benevolence of our founder and succeeding masters who have led us to live in this profound teaching. And we do now endeavor to follow throughout our lives the way laid down for us. Ryoge Shutsugon. Moro moro no zogyo zashu jiriki no kokoro o furishitete. Ishi ni amida nyorai warera ga kondo no ichidaiji no gosho. On tasuke sorai to tanomi moshite soro. Tanomu ichine no toki ojo ichijo on tasuke jijo tozonji. この上の称名はご恩報者と存じ喜び申し候。この恩断り弔問申し分け候こと。ご解散承認ご修正のご恩。次第相乗の前時式の朝からざるご関係のご恩とありがたく存じ候。この上は定めを課せられる恩をきて、一号限り守り申すべく候。ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ、ナマンダプ。ナマンダプ。
Okay, now it's time for announcements. On February the 3rd, from 2 to 3:30, there is an interfaith seminar on inclusiveness entitled Create Inclusive Environments, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And the guest speaker will be Reverend Candace Shibata, who is the resident minister of Buddhist Churches of Stockton, and Reverend Keith Inoue, who is the senior pastor at the West LA United Methodist Church. So registration is free, but as always, donations are welcomed. Then on February the 4th, we have Our Lady Takeko Kujo and BWA Late Members Memorial Service. That starts at 10 o'clock, and our guest speaker is Reverend Candace Shibata in English and Reverend Koho Takata in Japanese. On February the 11th is our Nirvana Day Memorial Service, 10 o'clock as well, and our guest speaker is Reverend John Turner, who is the resident minister of Orange County Buddhist Church. Now we have several study sessions available. First one is on Saturdays from 11 to 12 via Zoom. The first session is on January the 20th, which is led by Reverend Takata, and suggested registration fee is $50 for that. And on Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m., also via Zoom, we have a class as well, also led by Reverend Takata, and that starts on the 24th of January. And that one, $40 is the suggested registration fee. Now we have a monthly Dharma Kids program. It's going to be on January the 4th, and so if you have any children, please bring them on that day. They have a lot of fun. Reverend Umezu will be in charge of that. What did I say? February 4th. Okay. Then we have Buddhism Beyond Mindfulness. This is on Saturdays. The first one will be on the 20th of January. Chanting is at 10 a.m. and discussion gathering is at 11 a.m. And this is also led by Reverend Umezu. Then on every third Friday of the month, we have bingo at the temple. It'll be this Friday, starting at 7 o'clock. It's starting to build some momentum, so if you have some free time and if you enjoy bingo, please join us. light snacks, and plenty of free parking. Now we also have, let me get the T-shirt. We have our official West LA T-shirt, all right? And we have two styles. It's crew neck and V-neck. They're $20 each. So show your pride, wear a T-shirt, order one today if you don't have one. Now, as most of you know, in 2026, that is our 100th anniversary for West LA Buddhist Temple. And we have a committee that's already planning for that big occasion. So in the meantime, we have various projects that we're working on, and one of them is the replacement of our current Nokotsudo, or our columbarium, which is located behind our onaijin. So it is being built in Japan as we speak, and the projected due date will be in September. And this is an example of one of the niches. It's very, very beautiful. We have other projects as well that we're planning. So as that comes to fruition, then we'll, announce those as well. So that concludes our service for today. I'd like to thank all of you for joining here in person and also out there in Zoom. After the service is concluded, then we'd like to invite all of you for lunch in our Sangha Hall, which is located just across the patio. So with that, Sensei?
Thank you very much. Before moving to Kaikan, we have a word of thanksgiving before meal.
Please join me, hands together, Gassho. We are truly grateful for this opportunity to share this wonderful meal, thanks to all the many people and living beings that surround us who made this meal possible. With deep gratitude, we humbly receive this food. 多くの命と皆様のおかげにより、このごちそうを恵まれました。深くご恩をいただきます。いただきます。
Please, Okada-san.